Hey everybody, this is Jeremiah Reed from Reed Racing. Went to go edit the last garage video and realized I didn't have an intro for it. So basically we're going to pick up where we left off in this video. Last video we just finished measuring everything, got everything wrote down on the setup sheet. So this video we're going to start tearing the car apart, see how far we make it, and then the video after that will just be continuation of where we left off. So with that, let's get started working. Real quick before the video, I want to give a shout out to our partners for the 2020 season: Undergrounding Tattoo in Webster City, Ralph's Tap in Moreland, Mirror Image out of Fort Dodge. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Here's the video. The next thing we're going to do is take off the rest of the body. Basically just all that's left is the roof, decking, side panels, sail panels. So we're going to take all that off, make it a little easier to get it to everything else. Let's get started on that. Okay, all we got left is to take the decking off for the body, so we're going to get started on that. So I didn't plan well enough, and the batteries in the drill died. I hate dragging the cord around with the quarter drill, so while we're waiting for the battery to charge, to finish taking off the body, probably take off the shocks, maybe take the seat out and take a few other things off that we can pretty easily. So we're gonna get started on that. So on this one, I ended up having to make a shock bracket, just basically out of what I had at the moment. We have one night at Stewart International Speedway, we broke this shock mount, and started breaking during the heat. Didn't notice it. Broke during the feature, probably about lap 2 or 3. I actually have the in-car video from that race, and I'll be posting those eventually. I have some other GoPro in-car videos that I'll be posting as well, so keep an eye out for those. So we broke that shock mount on like lap 2 or 3. Ended up still coming home with 10th that night, so it's pretty hard to drive. It pushed like a dump truck into the corner. Towards the end of the race, I figured out how to drive it that way, I guess. I kind of was driving it to where I wasn't letting it roll over too much on the right front. I was kind of keeping it on the right rear, and made up a couple spots towards the end and ended up finishing 10th that night. And so just welded those on. That was simple fix. We actually originally tried locating the shock back here in between, but the problem we were having then was there wasn't enough room in the upper control arm where the ball joint was hitting the shock, so we ended up moving it to the front side of this mount, and that seemed to work. We weren't having any issues other than if we put too much camber in it, the ball joint was going to hit the shock, so we're kind of limited on the camber with this car. And that was one of the things that if I do keep this car and run it in the future, we're going to update it to a different front end geometry, so that way I can get more camber in this right front, similar to what the new cars run. So, but with that, we're going to finish taking the rest of the shock off. So all my shocks except for my left front are Integras, built by CPD, Denny in Fort Dodge. He does all my shocks. The only reason the left front is different is because that one came with the car. I originally ran the shocks that came with the car, and either didn't like them or they got broken, and as they broke I replaced them. But the left front, luckily I never damaged, never had to replace it, so that one still works with the car. And if that shock ever did get damaged, we had it dynoed so that Denny could build me a replica shock of it and an Integra. But the other 3 shocks are Integras built by CPD. So got 2 front shocks off, which, if you're wondering why this shock was flipped upside down like this, that's also for more room to be able to put a little bit more camber in it. It didn't hit quite as soon if we flipped it over, so we were able to put just a little bit more camber in the car by flipping that over. So let's move to the rear. So we got part of the body off and we got the shocks off. I tried to keep the videos around 10 minutes, so we'll end the video there for today. If you like the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try and put a link down on the corner for that. We'll see how well that works. It'll be the first time. Also, if you like the video, just give it a thumbs up. And check out our Facebook page. I'll put a link in the description below. And then in the next video, we'll continue where we left off today. So we're still waiting for the drill to finish charging. So we'll probably take the seat out, take a few other things off while we're waiting for that, and then we'll finish taking the rest of the body off and see how far we get in that video. Till then, see you next time.